Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy walkthrough. We're about to do the main vote here to move on. And in the last video there, I actually had mentioned I was going to try the different outcomes, just because I wanted to see what the results or what we were able to steal from the enemies coming up. And I wasn't impressed by, well, I should say, it doesn't matter, actually, in terms of stealing from, again, one route will actually end up fighting Avlora again, and then one route will fight Booker, actually, and again as well. The first playthrough I actually did fight Booker once, but anyways, either way, the steal or stolen item is the same. It's the ranged HP recovery pellet. So, really not anything that's impressive at all. So in terms of stealing, it just doesn't really matter what route we go down this time. So let's take a look here. Am I even in the right spot? Let's see here. 1 second here. Oh, okay. Yep, right there. Alright, so if you notice there was a little flash, yep, right in front of the hero here. There we go. And we can only, I guess, get it from this spot. So this is the supply situation and report. And that's one of the notes. Let's actually see what that says. I'm kind of curious. It's been a while since I read off any notes. Got Marvels of Norzelia, Volume 4. Oh boy, is this going to be impossible to find? Probably. Supply situation report. Supply, there it is right there. Foodstuffs, wheat, short supply, salt, little remaining, cured meats, exceedingly short supply, weapons, insufficient. Yeah, our weapons are not capped out yet. Medicine, exceedingly short supply. That's not actually entirely true. Materials, short supply. Daily necessities, short supply. Between supplying materials to the mines and the wars at a sudden outbreak, or stock of the above mentioned has heavily dwindled as a result. The situation must be addressed immediately, yet aid from the kingdom is not possible. Panic among our people elevated. Commandeering supply from private enterprise may only serve to worsen conditions. Oof. Things are looking pretty grim. All right, so let's. I'll be honest. I don't really know that I care which route I'm gonna end up taking here. Just from kind of eyeballing the two battles, that result from the different choices here. It actually looks like siding with Hyzant is the easier. Just again from my very quick glance at the battle. It does look like, siding with Hyzant is a little bit easier when it comes to the battle. So, that said, I am not going to do that one. I think I'm going to try to do the harder of the two battles. Again, that was just me eyeballing and kind of just making a quick guess. We're going to accept Ezfrost's aid and fight Sorsley, which means if we're going to try to convince anybody here, let's start with Frederica.
Serenoa.
Gustadolf was the one who started this war. Hyzant may have its own motivations for marching against us, but I cannot see us allying with Ezfrost. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like a pretty bad option here. Why do you believe it is better that we join forces with Ezfrost and not Hyzant? Alright, let's see here if it matters. Let me just, where is, oh, I'm not seeing any good options here for Frederica. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to be the best. I think I'm just going to wing these because at the end of the day, whether or not I convince anybody of what I want to do doesn't really seem like it matters that much, and it always kind of plays out where I kind of get my way anyway. So I'm not going to read these like a bunch of different times and go through all of the different options to try to get it perfect like I've done in the past. It just, again, I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. And we're kind of going to get in our way. But Let's see here. The kingdom's commerce is controlled by the duchy. We risk isolating ourselves if we turn against them, or it is, as you said, Hyzant's motivations are unclear, but we needn't ponder anything under Ezfrost's rule. And then we haven't power to resist the duchy. Turning on them may put Roland in even more danger. That's kind of true, too. If we're a little bit concerned about Roland's safety. Is that so? Prince Roland's life is in danger because of Ezfrost. We know that they plan on executing him sooner or later. Time is of the essence. If you wish to save him, I would think it better to ally with Hyzant and defeat his captors. I find myself at a loss, Frederica. Would you mind speaking to me a moment more? Of course not. I would know what is on your mind, Cyrano. Alright, I have my doubts that Hyzant will truly fight at our side. Do you think Hyzant is worthy of our trust given the saintly 7 we've met so far? Or Roland will live so long as we are useful to Ezfrost, and so long as he lives, there will be a chance for us to save him. Yeah, I guess.
Surely.
So we must be useful to the duchy if we were to help Prince Roland. Gustadolf is certainly not the type to dispose of a useful pawn. It is time someone used such callousness against him. Alright, deep in thought. I mean, that's a pretty good outcome. Alright, let's talk to Eredor next here. I'm gonna save just again for the heck of it.
What do you think?
Our backs may be up against the wall, but I still won't join forces with those Ezfrosti bastards. They took Prince Roland from us and destroyed House Falks. I won't see him sullying House Wolfort's good name any longer. Alright, we're gonna ally with him. So you want us to ally with Ezfrost? Are you out of your mind? Yeah. Yep, I am. Let's see here. So we don't know what Hyzant is after, and Ezfrost still holds Roland prisoner. I would stay our course and see where it leads for now. That's a pretty weak answer. The duchy has control of Glenbrook. It would be unwise for us to cut off our ties with them so rashly, or as Frost values strength above else. If we show them that we are capable, our situation is likely to improve. I don't know, I guess. These all seem pretty silly. A good point, lad. We can let our skills do the talking, and the more they talk, the better our position will become. I think Ezfrost's way of doing things suits me a whole lot better than the Saintly 7 and their Hierophant. Alright, so deep in thought. Benedict is up. Let's save one more time. Again, I'm not really sure why. I'm not going to end up redoing these.
We must
but anyways,
decide.
each nation has its strengths and weaknesses. We must carefully consider which would best serve us in a battle. I wonder what the others might be thinking. Alright, we are accepting the duchy's aid in fighting Sorcery together. So you would suggest we join forces with Ezfrost. I must admit, I'm curious as to your reasons, my lord. Let's see here. Our forces sustained a heavy blow in the recent battles. It would be unwise for us to take on Ezfrost. That's pretty solid, actually. Roland's execution has been stayed, but only for the moment. I would rather not provoke the duchy if we could avoid it. That's pretty good, too. House N manages matters related to Salt. I doubt that the Hyzant charged them with marching against us, and alone, no less. That's fair, too. But these are all pretty solid. I'm going with the middle one. If we were to revolt against Gustadolf's rule, there would be a chance that they would use Roland against us. In which case, even joining forces with the Holy State would not help us get His Highness back. We must be prudent and examine each option carefully. If you don't mind continuing, I would like to hear more on your reasoning. It may be a good opportunity for you to examine your own thoughts. Alright, so Ezfrost would not have sent General of Laura to our aid were they not fighting in earnest, but what of Hyzant? Or, right now, we haven't the leisure of uncovering Hyzant's true motives. We must take the surest path before us if our house is to survive, or, might is right in Ezfrost. If we defeat Hyzant in battle, we may win the duchy's favor and find a way to best them in return. That seems very unconvincing. Haven't the leisure of it. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the top option here.
Perhaps.
It is likely that the duchy intends to turn their forces on the Holy State after capturing Glenbrook. But Hyzant, on the other hand, has no intention of risking their nation for the sake of conquering Ezfrost. Our next battle will be a testament to their differing degrees of said earnestness. Alright, deep in thought. Gila is last. So let's talk to her. My knowledge of both nations has caused me quite the dilemma. While I am concerned about fighting alongside the clannish Holy State, I cannot bring myself to put faith in the duchy either. What are your thoughts? Alright, we're going to accept the duchy's aid and fight Sorcery together. So you would prefer to fight alongside Ezfrost. Might I inquire as to why? So we haven't the leisure of investigating Hyzant's motives, and it would be dangerous for us to join hands with a nation we know so little about. Or House N marches on us now. Even if we allied with them and won, there is no telling what they would do afterward. That's fair. Or Roland's execution has been stayed for the moment. I think it best we obey the duchy until we have the chance to rescue him. I'm going to go with that one.
Indeed.
Lady Frederica also worries for his highness. His life is currently in the duchy's hands, and none can say how long his execution has been stayed. Acting rashly could cost the prince's life. Might be best for us to await an opportunity and see him safely return to us. Okay, well that was it. So let's do this vote and get rolling.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we join forces with the army of Esfrost, or do we choose to side with Hyzant? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
I stand with you, my lord.
Alright, so it looks like we convinced Benedict.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Convinced Frederica as well.
I have no qualms with that.
You've changed my mind, Lordzer. Alright. Looks like 3 votes. Anna didn't require convincing. Neither did Hewitt.
You won me over.
Alright, that looks like that's it. So that should be a unanimous vote.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Scales of conviction, turn, turn, turn. Show us the path that we should take. There it is. All right, so a unanimous vote to accept Esfrost's aid and fight.
The way forward is
Sorcery.
decided. We ally with the Grand Duchy of Esfrost and decimate the Hyzantian forces.
All right, let's do it. Let's decimate them.
The road forward is decided. We shall join forces with Esfrost to crush the Hyzantian army.
I shall send word at once to begin planning our strategy.
I'll tell the guards to shut the gates and tighten their patrols.
Thank you. Then let us attend to our duties.
Minister Sorsley, leading the forces of the Holy State of Hyzant, moves to oust the embattled House Wolford from their castle home. The once proud house has found themselves shorn of the freedom they held so dear, and trapped between 2 nations bent on expansion. Their only hope of survival is to cast their lot with one of their would-be adversaries. Sarah Noah chooses to side with the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. Although the wounds of recent betrayals have yet to heal, he sets aside the burden of his grudges so that his name may live to see the morrow.
Sheila, tell us what you know about this Minister Sorsley.
Sorsley is one of the Saintly Seven. He oversees the salt harvest at the source and the Roselle that work there. His authority over Hyzant's salt gives him great influence, but many whisper of his petty and jealous nature behind his back.
So he's got the resources to put up a fight then, eh?
And he has been preparing for this moment. We can expect his forces to be well provisioned and well trained.
He is not an opponent to be taken lightly. There is a reason he sits among the Saintly Seven.
This may be our hardest fight yet.
Hence the importance of our alliance. Without Esfrost, we are lost. The future of House Wolford will hinge on the hours to come. May we all arrive at the end of them safely.
House Wolfort shall persevere.
My lord, we've received word from General Avlora. She plans to meet the enemy army at the docks. She asked that we meet her there at once to hold a war council.
Then let us not keep her waiting.
Okay, let's see here. Should be a side story, yes. Alright, so this is at the Citadel of the Sands. So it says, Sorceley orders Booker to begin the attack on Wolfort.
And you are certain the other saints harbor no suspicions?
House End is known for its clandestine dealings. They suspect nothing outside of the ordinary.
Good. Do not fail me, Booker. We must open another transportation route now that Glenbrook is close to us. We mustn't let a mere war stem the flow of our goods.
Of course, Your Excellency. Once we have secured the Wolfort domain, I suspect our work will proceed even faster than before. To say nothing of the accolades you are sure to receive from the Holy One for bringing Wolfort into the fold.
At last, Exham and those sniveling upstarts will know their place. They will see who among the Saintly Seven truly wields the power, as will the Holy One. It is time to grasp the glory we deserve, Booker. To Wolfort Harbor!
Alright, Whiteholm Castle. So it says, held captive in her own home, Cordelia realizes that even more difficult days lie ahead.
I've had enough.
You've had enough? Where are your manners? You are our captive, and it is only by my brother's grace that you aren't eating scraps off the floor.
She should be crying tears of joy for our largesse. Perhaps she still has delusions of royalty. We should disabuse her of such notions. She must learn to finish her meal, even if we must force it down her gullet. Don't flail too much, dear, else this fork might prick something it isn't meant to.
Get away!
What is that infernal racket?
She's so cruel, brother. She said she spits on Esfrost's generosity.
Must you bicker like children? Remind me how old you are, Erica.
Have you finished with your duties, brother? If so, perhaps we could enjoy a meal together.
My duties are endless. In fact, I would have you two oversee our occupation of the capital in my stead.
Can't you have that brute Avlora do it?
General Avlora is afield. House Wolfort has requested our aid, and they deserve some token for handing us the prince. Your options for rescue are fast dwindling, Princess.
They'll be gone at last. It must be tonight.
Okay, so let's do our exploration phase here. So it says the War Council with Avlora commences. Benedict later reveals his true thoughts on their strategy.
Our scouts have sent their report.
Hyzant's forces will arrive at nightfall.
We will do battle in the dark, then.
We should map out the perimeter and terrain before they come.
You sound frightened. There's no need. My troops shall make quick work of Sorsley. You will see that giving us Roland was the wise choice.
I simply think it best to be prepared. There is no room for regrets in battle.
She doesn't think much of us, does she? Are you certain she can be trusted?
We are allies, for now at least. That being said, Esfrost only benefits from us being indebted to them, and from seeing our numbers diminished.
So, she'll help us win, after she watches us grind each other to a bloody pulp.
I'm afraid we will have to disappoint her in that regard. She will see this day how House Wolffort earned its reputation.
Alright, it appears we'll be facing off against Hyzant's army in the rain. Cannot let them have the upper hand. To that end, I would have a look around before their forces arrive. Alright. You can follow my commands, Lord Cyranoa. I only ask that you stay out of my way. Just remember that Hyzant is your enemy and not us. But if you dared turn your blade against me, know that I would return the favor in full force. Oh, well. A threat. House Wolffort's soldiers look nervous, but they needn't worry. We've got General Avlora on our side, and she's never lost a fight. Well, not on my, not in my first playthrough. That's not true. It feels like just yesterday the three nations were celebrating a new age of peace, and now we meet on the field of battle. Will Norzelia ever see true peace? Here's a cat. Meow. Alright, good kitty, good kitty. Alright, let's see here. Jump down here? Nope. It's very similar setup to the bandit battle. Alright, so here's added Marvels of Norzelia Volume 2 denotes. I've been looking for that for a while. Here's a lightning amulet. That's kind of interesting. Let's see here. Do I mean, I'm pretty sure I've got a bunch of those, but let me just see here. Jesus, a lot of accessories now. Yeah, okay, up to 5 of those. Alright. So nothing exactly new, but... there were more people here not too long ago. Trade was thriving back then, but I guess it's to be expected with a war. You hear a lot of rumors working at the harbor. The word lately is that the Holy State is something terrifying. They said the word of their goddess is absolute. The goddess speaks through the Hierophant, and anybody who disobeys is punished. I heard some people are even killed. They say the goddess has always been strict, but it's worse than ever with this Hierophant. So the goddess's teachings are more than just talk, and the Hierophant is to be both respected and feared. So you learned about defying the Holy One. There was some conversation in my first playthrough that I needed that information, and I didn't have it because I didn't go down this route, which is, you know, the surrendering Roland route, I guess is how this one is called. Oh wow, I just randomly... Okay. Alright, so there's a quality fiber, 500 coins. I guess it looks like none of these buildings can actually be entered, which is a little weird. This reminds me of the Salt Iron War. Back then, Hyzant had a famed archer in their ranks. Oh yeah? What was his name? Was it Archibald? His dignified figure was the envy of all. Down here in the water, or at the end. Yeah, look at that. 1,100 coins. Let's see what Gila has to say. We can take solace knowing that it is House End that marches on us. They specialize in managing salt, not soldiers. If we were up against House is that Martial or Martial? Yeah, or House Farrant, that would be another story entirely. All right. Eridar says here, so as Frost and Hyzant face off again, it's the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. I just pray this doesn't turn out to be the second coming of the Salt Iron War. Yeah, wow. Some more foreshadowing, kind of, huh? Yeah, this is the same as the bandit, or the same level as the bandit fight. As you predicted, it looks like the Hyzantian army will try to strike at night. Yeah, those turkeys. Alright, let me just see here. Got that. Apparently there's something on the boat. Yep, leather on the boat. Let's go down. Oop. How do I get into the water? We need to get into the water. See that? There's a glint there. Oh. There we go. Iron times 3 was found, but your inventory is full. Well, since I refuse to leave anything on the ground, I need to go back to the encampment here. Let's see here. Materials. What did I say? Iron? Yeah, iron times 3. Alright, back to it. Bingo. Iron times 3. Fiber, 500 coin. Marvels of Norzelia got that. Got defying the Holy One, and got the cat. So we are just ready to do the conviction choices, and then we'll move on. That looks like that's it. That was a pretty quick exploration phase. So Benedict says it is rumored that House N's political status in Hyzant has seen a decline in recent years. Even had we chosen to fight with Minister Sorcelet, it would have been difficult to gain the Holy State's support. Oh, yes. Minister Sorcelet wasted no time in marching on us. I can sense he is eager for a victory. One can only wonder how Hyzant and the Hierophant viewed his actions. Indeed. Alright. To think we'd be fighting side by side with the Black Irons who invaded our kingdom. If you don't mind my asking, my lord, what's our plan of action? Let's see here. So no matter what the Azfrosti army does, we will fight our way, or we are allies with the Azfrost. Now we can allow past grudges to cloud our judgment. Why? Or we will take careful measure of Azfrost's strengths and weaknesses in case we ever find ourselves on opposite ends of the battlefield. That is a good response. Know thine enemy. I see. It is our chance to learn where their enemy is weakest and strongest. That way we can be a boon to each other in battle. Yes, sir. Fight for the glory of House Wolford. Good man, good man. Give that man a raise. It was not so long ago that General of Laura marched on Whiteholm Castle. I doubt I will ever forget the way she so callously struck down Prince Franny. Yeah, it's true. Her prowess in battle is undeniable. Consider her not but a sword we need to strike down Hyzant, or she was indeed the one who struck the fatal blow, but Gustadolf was the one who gave the order, or neither will I. She spilled the blood of the royal family as a retainer of the crown that makes us enemies. I think that, honestly, I think the middle option is the best here. Avlora does just seem to be, you know, literally just follows orders, which doesn't really actually speak that well of her, but, you know, oh well. Alright. Yes, I suppose my brother is more the terrifying of the two. I had always known him to be cold, and yet I do not mean to place the blame upon him. These are merely the realities of war. If the need arose, I would order my vassals to strike down those who stood against us. That is a responsibility of a commander. I can see that you have steeled yourself for what lies ahead, as must I. As your bride-to-be, Cyrano, I must be able to face the realities of war like the rest of House Wolford. Indeed. Alright, so that's going to be it. Let's end the exploration phase here. I am ready. It is time to take on the Hyzantian army. Let's do it. Clink. Alright, I'm actually going to stop back in the encampment. Now, I'm fairly certain there isn't another mental mock battle, which for better or worse. Yeah, still no new ones. So I'm going to save here and end this video, and then we'll pick it up in the next one, and we'll do the next storyline battle. So, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.